So, good afternoon everyone, my name's Steve Murphy and I'll be talking today about anti-submarine warfare and how with Saab's Swordfish MPA we genuinely will be providing more with less for anti-submarine warfare. So let's get going then. The first thing to deal with, of course, in any situation is what is the threat. 80% of the planet is covered in water. Many times in history, nations have come very, very close to starvation due to the threat that submarines place to the flow of traffic and goods across the ocean. In the First World War, the UK came within 4 weeks of starvation. The situation is actually no different today. 95% of all of our goods and all of our belongings are transferred across the ocean on vital sea lines of communication. But we have an even more complex situation now because we rely so much on the internet. 99.9% of all of our internet traffic is transferred on subsea cables. The ability of a submarine to tap in, disrupt, or covertly disrupt these subsea cables is huge. We now have new generation of nuclear capable submarines, and we have AIP submarines that are able to stay submerged for 15 days for a fifth of the cost of a nuclear submarine. So I think it's fair to say that the maritime threats are here and they are increasing. So what do we do about it? And Saab is quite famous for thinking about things in different ways. And so I'm going to actually take a journey here away from military and away from weapon systems to the world of psychology. I'm studying psychology at the moment, and I'm also a maritime patrol aircraft person. And I often ask myself, what can the relationship be between the two? Well, actually, there's some quite interesting ones. If we look to psychology, we can see that there is two elements to the human mind. There is a conscious mind, and then there is the unconscious. The conscious mind represents about 10% of the processing power of our human mind. The unconscious is 90%. So what is the relationship between the maritime patrol aircraft? Well, the association of the conscious mind is to air. It's flying high. It's collecting maximum amounts of data and information using cameras, using radars, using electro-optic systems to process that for the commander. But Carl Jung determined that the most common symbol for the unconscious mind throughout the history of mankind is the ocean, throughout all cultures across the world. The submarine, of course, is in the unconscious domain. The maritime patrol aircraft is one of the only weapon systems that is able to transfer its air power characteristics from the air, bring the threat from the subsurface into consciousness. And where you see the overlap of these two circles is where the unconscious has been made conscious. And that is domain awareness. That is when the commander has the power to act, move his navy and move his forces accordingly. So once you've dealt with the threat, which of course we must do with any system, what else is there? Well, the submarine goes to about 500 meters. There is 2,500 meters on average of depth below that. So what else is there then? What else do we look at Saab to provide a future-proof system? Well, that is change. Just like the currents of the ocean, right at the depths which move so calmly that you can't detect them at the surface, at the bottom of the psychological profile is the deep collective unconscious. This is changes in society, changes in culture, changes in technology. If we can bring the threat to consciousness and also bring awareness of cultural change to consciousness, that is what Saab determine is the thinking edge. And there's no coincidences here. If you look at the Saab logo, you will see that from its very beginnings, the Saab logo is two overlapping circles, and in the middle is the griffin, a symbol of power and speed and awareness. So we're going to go back then perhaps to the real world, away from psychology, and we're going to talk about the maritime patrol aircraft. What do we do with this then? Well, we've assessed very carefully this change, and we've looked in depth at the maritime patrol aircraft. Hugely capable, hugely adaptable and successful, but based around large multi-engine platforms based on Cold War style era technology. Now, this comes with a huge operating burden. Larger technology, larger platforms, more people, more maintenance means that you get great capabilities, but it comes with a cost. And what is this change that we've analyzed? Well, in 2007, we believe there was a threshold change, a paradigm change in global culture. We had the first ever iPhone, where we're able to put calculators and cameras and notepads into one single device. We had the birth of Tesla motor cars, which has changed the motor industry forever. And we had the first ever terabyte storage system. Things have changed. And we can apply that to the maritime patrol aircraft. We now are able to have magnetic anomaly detection systems that are 95% smaller than the previous generation. Sonobuoys that are a third of the size. Automatic electronically scanned radar arrays with 360-degree coverage, and mission computers that are based around small chip technology. So we are able to apply this paradigm shift that has happened in global culture to the maritime patrol aircraft. And that opens things up for us, because we are able to apply that now to the platform itself. Why are we flying around on maritime patrol aircraft that were based to carry on platforms that were carrying 150 to 200 passengers? When we can put all of this technology and weapons and sonobuoys onto a platform, a special mission platform that was designed to carry 15 passengers. How many people is a maritime patrol aircraft crew? Well, it's between 8 and 15 personnel. It's an absolute matched design ethos. So we take all of this, the thinking edge, the technology, the platform, we combine it together, and how does it look? Saab's thinking edge for maritime patrol. We say we can do more with less, and we mean it. Saab do that with all of our products. And this is it. What I believe is one of the most powerful and potent special mission business jet aircraft to ever hit the market. Thanks very much for listening. We have the Swordfish MPA here, and I'd be delighted to talk more. Thank you.